wanna see your face. I wanna know your heart.
Hey my lovely YouTubers, welcome back to my YouTube channel with me, your girl Morgan Tracy J. And today's video is all about how to change your life with prayer journaling. Well guys, before we get into this video, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You turn on that notification bell, boo. And also, if you want to see like mini vlogs and some behind the scenes from me, follow me over on Instagram because I got a lot more content over there. Alright guys, I want to tell you, I have been talking about prayer journaling for years, guys. I mean years, okay? And I want to tell you, it really can change your life, alright? And I'm going to tell you my 7 ways on how prayer journaling can change your life. But first, we got to talk about why it can. It truly can, because we know through the word it says Jesus can change our life. Jesus is our transformational God. He can give us new words, new wisdom, new things for our lives. So it's through him that we can have our lives changed. But many times there are a lot of walls, there are a lot of trauma, there's a lot of things that are blocking us that are getting what God really has for us. And sometimes it's even God's word. Sometimes God wants to give us a word, but all of our struggles are in the way and we can't even get his word, okay? So I want to tell you right now on what it is that we have, how prayer journaling can really help you through this season, okay? So the first thing I got to tell you that prayer journaling helps you address emotions that you have not talked about. Okay, let's be real. Let's be real. There's a lot of times before prayer journaling, I did not talk about my struggles. I did not talk about my problems. I would just keep it inside as this pent up negative energy, literally. And so prayer journaling helped me deal with emotions that I never dealt with. It helped me deal with embarrassment. It helped me deal with trauma. It helped me deal with all these different things in my life that I was never dealing with. And so what I would notice is as I would be journaling, tears would begin to fall and I would begin to cry because I would be talking about some emotions that I had not went there for in years. I just pushed it away thinking if I forget about it, it's nothing, when truly I never dealt with it. And so prayer journaling helps you deal with emotions that you never dealt with. It breaks the walls down of those emotions that you just put away and act like are not there, or those thoughts that you act like don't even matter. Prayer journaling helps deal with those things. The next thing prayer journaling does is it helps you deal with your fears. Yeah, guys, you're probably like, Morgan, I don't want to journal about my fears. But many times we know we're afraid of something, but we don't know what the root of it is, right? Many times we lie to ourselves. There are times I would not go for something. I would not go back to school. I would not do this because it's just not the right timing. You know, I'm focused on these other things, when the truth was I felt unqualified. I was afraid to fail. I was afraid to address the real issue, and the root was that I didn't feel worthy to do these things, right? So many times we'll just tell ourselves it's not the right season. It's not the right time. We're not prepared, when really fear is all around it. And so what prayer journaling does for me is it helps me address those fears, boo. And we all have fears, okay? We can't lie about it. We all have fears. And so what it does is it helps you get to the root of those fears. Maybe you feel inadequate. Maybe you don't feel prepared. Maybe you're not ready. It gets you to the root of those fears and it helps you overcome those fears. The next thing is you want to journal about your future self. Excuse Monty in the background playing with his bear. But you want to journal about your future self. And why you want to do this is because you want to see and journal about the person God keeps showing you. You see, years ago, I didn't know I was journaling about my future self. I would just see somebody in my mind, like this woman that served God, this woman that loved God, this woman that was running a ministry, and I would journal about her. I would even journal about what she was wearing when I seen her in my mind, what she looked like. I would journal about that. In a way, I was journaling about my future self, but really I was journaling about the woman God kept showing me. I was journaling about the woman that was no longer struggling with impurity, that was no longer struggling with these certain struggles, right? I was journaling about the woman that I knew I could be one day. And so as I would journal about that, it's like I began to slowly become that. And I always say, I go back and read old journals sometimes and I smile because the woman I am today, I was journaling about her then in 2016, 2014, 2013. I was journaling about her then. And now today, who I am at in 2021, I'm journaling about a woman that will one day be here. Like I'm journaling about my future self still, the woman I still see. And so I would encourage you to do that. Journal about your future self and start seeing that better version of yourself that God continues to show you. The next thing is you want to journal about your goals. As you journal about your goals, this is just saying if your goal was to maybe lose a few pounds, maybe the goal is to maybe go ahead and start that YouTube channel, whatever it is, journaling your goals helps you make those things a little more clear to yourself. So sometimes we can have these amazing amazing ideas and goals, but we don't never necessarily know how to get to them. But I notice sometimes with me just taking time to journal about my membership, I want my membership to flourish. But as journaling, sometimes I would get new ideas for the membership, right? And so sometimes it really just takes journaling those goals, talking about how you see it coming into fruition. That right there will eventually lead you into talking more about how God giving you ideas on how these things can really happen for you. Okay? God giving you more ideas on what's the first step to take, right? The next thing I want to talk to you about is journaling about your insecurities. So, as a woman, okay, I have a lot of insecurities sometimes. And years ago, I would never be considered confident, okay? And women write me all the time. They're like, Morgan, how did you get so much confidence and blah, blah, blah. And truly, I'm like, wow, I don't even feel confident sometimes. But anywho, besides that, it was because I journaled about them. So when I felt insecure about my weight, when I felt insecure about someone making a comment, even on my hair when it was like shaved off back then, when I would journal about these insecurities, I began to get power over them. Instead of hiding and acting like they didn't exist and just like talk down on myself and have all this like self-hatred towards myself, I would begin to journal about why I felt this way. Why did that comment sting so bad? When that one person said this to me, why did it hurt me so bad? Because deep down, I probably believed a little bit of it, okay? Let's be real. And so as I began to journal about my insecurities, I began to get power over those, to no longer where it could like break me so bad. I would remember, and like if I got turned down on something, I'd be like, no, you're still a good woman. You know, I would be able to remind myself, oh, he hurt you, but you're still strong. That doesn't break the foundation. No, no, no. Don't let it crack your foundation, girl. You're still strong. God still loves you. He's still with you regardless of what happens here, right? And so I would encourage you that prayer journaling about my insecurities, telling God I didn't feel beautiful at the time, or God, I don't like the way my body looks right now, and telling him the deep roots of it. You know, I feel ugly when I said this, or when I did this, or when I wore this thing. I felt so ugly. I didn't feel confident. And acknowledging these insecurities, it helped me get power over them and say, well, I know how that feels. That feels horrible. But God, this is now how I want to feel. I want to feel confident. I want to feel bold. I want to be fearless. I want to talk in rooms that I would be more scared to talk in. I want to be willing to feel beautiful no matter what size or shape I'm in, right? So these are things I would journal about to God, and it really did help me overcome a lot of my insecurities. Now, truly, guys, I still have insecurities. And if someone says a comment to me, sometimes it hurts. I ain't gonna lie. But I've noticed now I can come back with like, Morgan, you're such a strong woman. You're a good woman of God. Like it don't matter what they say. You know, I can come back now with a confidence that before I didn't have. Before those comments would break me, or those things would break me. And now I've got a little more backbone to them. I know who I am. And so that is what journaling is. The next thing is you want to journal your needs. So example, if you're in life and you know you need something particularly. I remember before I had this camera, I was doing content. My old camera, my dad like rigged it together and like put all kinds of stuff to make it work for me. And it was on its last leg, and I knew I needed a new camera. Like this was a need, okay, to continue to do YouTube. And so I knew that need. And so what I did in my prayer journal is I drew out a camera that I wanted. I started looking up cameras. Even though I didn't have the money for it, Lord knows, I started looking up cameras and doing research. And guess what? Within so many months, I did get the money to buy the camera that I use today. And that was a need that I journaled about. That was a need that I knew what I was going to do when I got it. I knew once I got it, I was going to produce better content. I knew these things. And so I would encourage you, whatever your need is, it might be like, God, I need a new vehicle, okay? Like my car is run down, blah, blah, blah. I know, girl, I know, okay? Like that might be your need. And so what you want to do is journal about that. Explain what you're going to do with that car. Talk to God about your need and talk to God about the car. Start looking up the car you actually want, you know? But start talking to God about that and explaining those needs to him. Maybe you see needs also. Journal about needs in other people's lives. Maybe you see somebody in your life that has a need. Journal about that need. That's your prayer for them. Journal about the need in their life, but also what you see and what could probably bless them or how you could bless them, right? Journal about that. And last but not least, you want to be able to journal to God about just being thankful. Just being thankful for the little things. I mean, there are big things we can be thankful for. Like, you know, oh God, I'm so thankful you blessed me with a new car. Let's say that someone got a new car. That's a big thing to be thankful for. But can you be thankful that you can get out of bed on your own? Like, can you be thankful that your dog, you know, loved on you today? Can you be thankful for the little things can you be thankful for the little things? And I think that's a big thing for me in prayer journaling is try to remind myself to just be thankful for things that somebody would overlook. There are big things in our lives to be thankful for. But what about the small things? What about those little things of you being able to walk and check your mail on your own? There are people who can't even walk and check their mail, who would love to just go on a stroll. Right? Can you be thankful for what you do have? Can you be thankful for the little you have? Because God will bless you with much. Can you be thankful for that one subscriber, that one person that pours into you? Can you be thankful for that one individual in your family that you can always run to? Can you be thankful for that dog that licks you all the time? You know what I mean? Like, can you be thankful for the little moments? Can you be thankful for your brother or your sister's smile that you got to see? Can you be thankful for those little things? Because that is going to really show he who is faithful with little will be faithful with much. That will really show that you can take on whatever God gives you. You'll be thankful for even the smallest bit, and let alone you'll be thankful for the big, right? And so my goal with this was to show you that the key to changing your life with prayer journaling is being honest. It's not having the filter on, not being afraid somebody's going to read your journal. It's actually just being real with yourself and being honest about your struggles. I would say years ago, I had a lot of anger issues. I mean, everybody knows this. My family knows this. Growing up, I was in always fights. And prayer journaling, I truly believe, helped me deal with a lot of my anger issues. So when I would get mad, when I'd be ready to fight, I would go in my room and I would, in my dorm, and I would start journaling about how I felt. I mean, I always say there's journals I have that have cuss words in it because I would be so angry, and that's how I dealt with my anger. I finally got a place to where I didn't have to lash out at people anymore. I didn't have to hit somebody, you know. I could go deal with that inwardly and start journaling and dealing with those emotions. And so that has really helped me, and that has truly changed my life. And so you guys know I love prayer journaling. And so be sure, if this video blessed you, you share it with one of your girlfriends, but also you download those free prayer journal prompts, because guess what? Why not try something so simple to change your life? And I do it every day. And days that I don't do it, I'm like, I didn't do it today, gosh, you know, like I love prayer journaling. It helps me give direction to my day, and it helps me pay attention to my life and not letting my life just run forward on autopilot. It helps me pay attention and hold on to the things that I see as beautiful and not to miss out on those beautiful moments. So I hope this helps you change your life. I hope it helps you pay attention to the things you've been overlooking. And I hope it helps you find out that there is so much more greatness inside of you. And there's so much more God wants to talk to you about and give you revelation on and inspire you through. But many times it's our own walls, it's our own emotions, our own fears, our own baggage in the way. And prayer journaling can really help release those things so you can get all that God has for you. So I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye-bye. Oh, Monty, you want to say bye? He's kind of chilling.